Good evening, ma'am. Advik, am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Where is Advik?
Ma'am, he will not be joining, ma'am, because he is preparing for tomorrow's exam.
Okay. So yesterday, we have actually started with the chapter nervous system, and I'll just open the file and revise the thing with you. So is my screen visible to you? Is my screen visible to you, Advik?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay, let me check again. Now it's visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So yesterday we started this nervous system chapter. When we talk about nervous system, basically it helps us to transfer the messages from one part of the body to the remaining part of the body, right? Who controls our body? The whole body will be controlled by the brain, correct? Right, the brain will be controlling the whole body. So the brain is a major part who will be getting the information with the help of the sense organ. So if you're playing with a ball, right, so you are able to see the ball because of your eyes. Then your eyes will be sending that messages to the brain to see the color, and ultimately the brain will be responding towards that ball by maybe kicking. So you're playing football, the eyes has seen that color, and then your brain will be responding, and finally you will be kicking the ball, right? So that such kind of the information receiving and then sending and the responding it, that will be done everything by the brain. This brain is a major part of it. It includes the nervous system. The three major functions are there for the nervous system. The first one, to collect the input. So whatever the input is, like sometimes you might have noticed, like, you touch the very hot object, right? And as soon as you touch the hot object, what do?
Ma'am, I'm quickly removing the head from.
Correct. Right. So how your body is able to identify that you have touched the hot object? It is because of your skin. So skin is also the sense organ, right? So your skin will be actually recognizing that kind of the stimulus, and that is the input actually your body will be giving it. Then the second one, to process and interpret the sensory input. So now, after touching that hot object, our body, through the help of the nerves, what do? They will be processing it. They will be thinking what it is, how it is. And then last, after realizing everything, they will be responding it to the sensory in output. So whatever the input was there, for that they will be giving the response, or they will be giving the reaction. So that is what it is happening with the nervous system. So your input will be there with the help of the sense organ. They will be recognizing it, they will be interpreting it, and finally they will be responding to it. Then this has a brain and the spinal cord included in it. So brain is basically, it serves as a center of the nervous system. So when we talk about the nervous system, it is central and the major part of it. It is located in the head, and usually it is connected to the sense organ. So your brain is connected to the whole body mostly. Your eyes, your hands, your ears, your nose, everything is connected to the brain. And that is why your brain is able to respond towards it. So it is a most complex organ in a vertebrate's body. The brain works like a big computer. So, like, the computer we are working in, the same way, our brain is also acting like a computer where so much of information can be stored. It processes information that it receives from the senses and body. So what they will be doing, whatever the information they will receive, they will start working on it. Like if I give you, maybe, if I give you the cube, okay, if I give you the cube to, rubric, actually rubric, if I give you, then what do? You will start looking at it and you will start rotating it, right? Revolving it. And ultimately, after working on it, you will be resolving it. Same way, the brain will be sensing it, then they will be working on it, and then finally, they will be sending the response in the form of the messages back to the body. So, brain tissue is made up of millions of nerve cells. So many neurons of the nerve cells are present in the brain. Am I clear, Advik?
Yes.
And also, the brain has what? A kind of the liquid present around it, which is called as the CNS, CFS, cerebrospinal fluid, CSF. Yeah.
Ma'am, it is the kind of the fluid that fills the space between the skull
Hmm.
and the brain, and it protects the brain from the jerks.
Yes, jerks or the shock actually. So sometimes we are touching the any kind of the electric gadgets, something like that, appliances and all. So we do not get the shock, right? It is because of that cerebrospinal fluid that every shock will be absorbed by them, and that is why that fluid is also called as a shock absorber because they absorb all amount of the shock present around them. Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
So till here, note it down, and then we'll be going to the next part. Fine. So note this down.
Ma'am, I have to write this whole page.
What, Advik?
Ma'am, I should write the whole page that you were sharing.
Yeah, Advik. Yes, yes. The first page you should write, and then the second page, half till brain, you should write.
Okay, ma'am.
Which point are you writing now, Advik?
Now I just started. I was writing the second point.
Okay. Advik, what do you mean by cranial nerves?
What, ma'am?
What do you mean by cranial nerves? Cranial.
Ma'am, are they found near the brain?
Are they found?
Near the brain.
In the brain only, actually. Like, you have the word cranium, right? Which is actually the skull. So skull is protected.
That only guess.
Right? So cranial are the nerves basically, which will be present in the brain.
Ma'am, what you have what is written after the in the fifth point in which you have put it the tick?
The peripheral, the Peripheral. The peripheral.
Ma'am, what is that?
Peripheral nervous system, it means the kind of the nerves which is not included in the brain and spinal cord. So two kind of the system we have the central nervous system and we have peripheral nervous system. In the central nervous system, all the nerves related to the brain and the spinal cord will be there, And in the peripheral nervous system, all the other remaining nerves will be included. Like, see, you can see in this picture. Here the brain, here the spinal cord. So these two together called as central nervous system, and these remaining kind of the nerves, they are called as a peripheral nervous system. Fine.
Okay.
Done this page, Advik?
Last 2 points.
Okay.
Done.
So here only the brain you should write. Done, Advik?
Ma'am, ma'am, it, ma'am, I am on the 1 trillion line. Like,
Okay.
done, ma'am.
Okay. So till here only we did yesterday. Now in the next classes we will be discussing about the different main parts of the brain. What are the different parts of the brain? So see, when we talk about this, the parts, the different parts have a different role. Some will be controlling our thinking, like we write something and then we learn something, right? So that can be controlled. That will be controlled with one part. Then how do we sit, how do we stand, how do we breathe, how do we sneeze, when do we sneeze, when we do not do that, so that will be controlled by the other part. So likewise the different parts will have a different kind of the function. Then sense organ already, like we are aware what is the function of eyes, nose, what kind of the things are there, then skin, tongue, all those things. And reflex action, do you know about anything about reflex action or reflex arc?
Yes, ma'am, it is the quick responses given by the body to save the body from injuries.
Correct, right. Very good, Advik. So what happened, like as I have asked you in the beginning itself, when you touch the hot object or hot plate, what do? You immediately said that you will be taking your hands back, right? So that is the immediate response. You will not be waiting for the brain to work on, right? Immediately you will be answering, your body will be answering, your hands will be pulled back, right? You will be taking them back. So same way, any kind of the action which is not fit for our body, for that, the spinal cord will be reacting it. So if everything, small things we give it to the brain, then what happen? Our brain will be full, right? It will be overloaded. So to avoid that, the small, minute kind of the things which can be done in a faster way, or the action which are very fast, that will be controlled basically by the spinal cord. So
Ma'am, because of sensory and motor nerves.
yes, the sensory neuron will be sending those messages to the spinal cord, and then spinal cord will be sending the response to the motor neuron. And ultimately, your muscles will be responding towards that action, right? So here it is given in the picture that person has touched the hot object. So skin will be acting as a receptor, as an organ, which will be sending the messages to the sensory neuron to the spinal cord, and then spinal cord will be doing the reaction, and then through the motor neuron they will be bringing the result or the response out of it, and finally we will be taking our hand back. So that is what it is called as a reflex arc or reflex action. Fine. So the remaining, yeah.
Ma'am, brain is not involved in the reflex action.
Who is not involved?
Brain.
No, actually, not directly. They are just sending, they're just letting them know, the brain, that we are doing this. So it's like, if I say monitor, you have the monitor in the class, right? So the teacher has gone somewhere and the teacher has said to the monitor that you have to look after, right? So as soon as the teacher comes, what the monitor will be doing? The monitor will be informing to the teacher that so and so thing happened, right, in the class. Same way, the spinal cord will be getting everything, but indirectly they will be informing the brain and they will be controlling everything. Fine. Only the short kind of the action, which are, all of a sudden can be done, that will be done by the spinal cord. Other things will be done by the brain only. Fine.
Okay.
Okay, fine, Advik. Then we'll be continuing in the next class.
Okay, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Okay, bye bye. Thank you.